98.5.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
A beautiful Monday morning to you from wherever you're listening across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM. Check your time, 6:31 a.m. Time for conversation with Dayo and Tola. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
Tola Teriba. Good morning.
All right, a beautiful Monday morning to you. First working day of this wonderful new week. It's the 17th day of the 8th month, August. Year 2020. So wherever you are, thank you so much for joining us. This is a radio network program, which means we're live on the 3 radio stations of the Broadcasting Corporation of your state. We're broadcasting live out of Ilea Kidirita Bashoron studios right here, Oluyole 98.5 FM, right here in Bashoron, Ibadan. And we're also live on Agility 92.1 FM and Okiogo 96.3 FM. A very good morning also to our Facebook and Twitter audience. Our social media online audience, wherever you are across the world listening this morning. We're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM. We're also live on Twitter at Oluyole FM. Those two platforms, we're streaming live, so you can watch us from wherever you are live on those two platforms. Our website remains the same. You can listen to us on our website, www.bcus.tv/listen. That's our website. Check us out also on Instagram and Radio Garden, and of course on the online radio platform mixler.com/Oluyole FM. We are live right there. This is Conversation with Dayo and Tola, where we give you top-notch news review, of course with news analysis. You also get to contribute. Thank you once again for joining us. We'll go straight to the papers. I have a bulky copy of the Punch newspaper.
I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
I wonder who's celebrating something, so it's quite bulky for Monday morning.
Which has made some money there.
Definitely. Stay afloat. COVID-19 fair. Mixed reactions persist. Concern eases as WASE begins today. Wow. Okay. Parents lament addition of financial burden. Coronavirus charges. Provide PPE for yourselves if government fails. NUT tells teachers. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
Banner headline of the Nigerian Tribune: tax relief states to get World Bank's $2.5 million grant. That's on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Sounds nice. Grants.
I was talking about states that are able to offer tax relief to their citizens during COVID-19.
Yeah, I know some. I know a state that is already on. That's on your state. Okay. Debt servicing gobs 1.57 trillion naira. Wait for this, in 6 months.
Just
6 months. So we're looking at about over 3 trillion at the end of 12 months. How much is our budget, sir? Okay. The picture of the finance minister is right there, Ajay Ahmed. Page 26 of the Punch newspaper. Debt servicing gobs 1.57 trillion naira in 6 months.
Maybe this could provide some succor. It says FRS targets 29.2 trillion revenue, but that's by 2023.
Trillion naira.
29.2 trillion naira
in a year.
The revenue coming in. No.
Or accumulated over the
years. And by 2023, it would have amounted to 29.2 trillion.
I would have said, I have faith. I have faith. I'm not. Let me just let's believe that because we need the money. Let's face this. We need that money.
These things are actually possible. It's the issue of management, the issue of corruption, are the matters we have to battle with. These are the things we need to actually do away with to make our dreams come true.
All right, more money. Well, if you've been hearing about ShopRite, the owners Okay. There's something about them in the news today. ShopRite battles $10 million judgment debt barred from transferring assets. Page 17 of the Punch newspaper.
Talking politics this morning, PDP APC trade wars over fake voter cards, violence in Edo, aspect 33 of the Nigerian Tribune. Election never started.
That started though. That's the truth. It has started already. We have Ondo Deputy Governor picks Mimiko's ex-aide as running mate. Some more straight in there.
Also coming from Ondo poll, I will reply Akeredodo soon, says Mimiko, page 33 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Have we not started seeing? Somebody's already doing something in that direction. So that response might well, we'll see how it goes. But I mean, it's just usual electioneering filled with a lot of us trading. Please declare manhunt as detained or your serial killer escapes. Wow. Page 4 of the Punch newspaper.
It also says here, anger as police say suspected Ibadan serial killer escaped from its custody. Page 34 of the Nigerian Tribune. The way the Tribune crafted that headline, they're saying that as police say, that is it's the words of the police.
Of course. So, I mean, 5 million. Okay. All right. It's better to be safe than sorry. Hoodlums defy Amotekun, abduct 2 men in Ondo. Page 4 of the Punch newspaper.
Sarap Rice Buhari demands withdrawal of 5 billion naira 8-speech fine. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. Most of those you would expect to have been speaking out regarding this 5 billion 8-speech. It seems as if there is a law, a kind of conspiracy of silence. Even not many of the activists are talking. Not many of the civil society groups are talking.
You have a point there.
Well, trust Sarap, as usual, they would always say something
to their name. Right indirectly, Mr. President.
I'm beginning to, I don't know about you there, but the feelers I'm getting is that people may subtly have accepted this thing. People would rather be careful rather than speak up against what seems like, what some are saying seems like a crackdown.
It's really not even just today. It's not even about the 5 million naira fine. It appears, some people say we are docile. 2014, 2015, everybody was unhappy with the Jonathan Hera and anything but Jonathan, and hello, wasn't this bad, let's face it. I saw a graph yesterday, it gave me a dick for like 2 hours. Some people were even looking at me like, hello, what's up? I just couldn't explain it. They plotted the graph between just right after the elections in 2015 till date was released by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. They plotted the graph. This unemployment that we are saying 21.7 million. You may not really see the gravity of that statement until you actually see it graphically presented. So they plotted the graph from 2015 and it kept rising. So, I mean, as it was going up, I began to look at it like, so this is how things have been going. Not at any point did it dip. Which means we were going from bad to worse, and it keeps rising. So it's not about coronavirus. It's not about oil price dropping. We have been on a downward trend as regards employment.
I heard someone say that even if it's not going to get better, it shouldn't get worse.
And that's exactly so when I saw that graph, I began to look at myself. So it was obvious. Asking ourselves, where did we miss it? It was obvious. Graphs, I mean, if you are reading data, sometimes it might be hard to interpret, but when it turns to a graph, you can see it clearly that ever since this day,
this is the way we have been going.
Oh my goodness.
Someone will say that graph was plotted by politicians, by the opposition.
Nigerian Bureau of Statistics is MBS. Anybody can do it. It's just out there. They post it regularly every month. Inflation rate and this and that.
Some might say it was influenced by the opposition.
Okay.
By the time, somebody, the government would react, say the graph was incorrect and it was influenced by somebody somewhere.
All right.
Or they will say it was fake. That bring out the original one.
It's a government agency now.
But honestly, what we are seeing, what we are feeling,
it's obvious.
It's not even about the graph. I think it's quite obvious. We're not being pessimistic here. Anyway, we still hope for it.
No, is it true? And see, the essence of data is for us to plan and prepare. Actually, that's why I tell people it's not to make you feel bad or whatever. It's just so you know that okay, you are not doing well. That's why you give report cards to kids in the primary school or secondary school, so you know your performance and you know where to work harder. Okay, so sort graphs is not to spite anybody. No, that's not the point. It's just so we know we are not doing well. We need to do better. That's the aim here. It's not to make anybody feel bad or say some people are not. No, what do we stand to gain from that anyway?
Well, those entrusted with the task of actually making us do better, making things do better, do they really look at these things? Do they really care? That's the big question.
There goes another question. All right. 17 appeal court seats to become vacant. Okay, so who sits on it?
We have this one. Biggest container vessel to berth in Nigeria arrives on a port, says NPA.
That's a big one for Nigeria. The only question is, will it leave empty? Or do we have things to put on that vessel?
And that vessel is, there's a picture here. That vessel is mighty.
It is. It's the biggest that has ever turned up in the Nigerian waters to berth. I mean, a lot of imported stores are coming in. It just shows us that we are an import-dependent country. That's just it. But do we have, can we balance the trade? Are we exporting as much?
It also says that the riders there say the congestion crisis.
They have to divert it from Lagos to an airport.
The looms as more vessels head eastward.
I know there are a lot of things that are supposed to have come because of COVID. So everything will just arrive at the same time. So I'm of the opinion that yes, on a port, good one. Can we also activate I'm sure there's a port in Edo State too. Why can't we activate these ports and then hasten the dry port thing? I mean, these things. It should not be a problem that a ship is berthing and we don't have where to put. Is it a container? We should be able to, but then opening of on a port, for me, is a good one. Thumbs up to those who made that move. Yes, let's expand businesses across. It does not always have to be Lagos. So it's a good one. It's a good move, if you ask me. Please nab 7 for cloning SIM cards to empty deceased accounts. Pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper.
NAF deploys special forces in southern Kaduna. Page 34 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Well, it has to reach that level.
So much attention in that part of the country in recent days.
Fortunately, I was watching the governor there saying that he could not go there because of coronavirus. So he has not been there with all this.
But honestly, I want the security agencies, this is the time to actually prove the cynics wrong, because there are people with doubts that particularly people of southern Kaduna, the allegation is that the security agencies deployed actually come to provide cover for the perpetrators of these killings. So this is the time to actually prove those who are saying this, to actually prove them wrong. Special forces, army have been deployed, and now we have Air Force Special Forces. We should see some results definitely in the days ahead.
Really look forward to results, if you ask me. Well, we have the business in Ghana. These Ghana, Babanganas in Nigeria. News from Accra, Ghana. Nigerian traders must pay, wait for this, $1 million fee. Ghana insists. Page 8 of the Punch newspaper. I think we need to get Baba Yabo very fast. Somebody needs to put a call through to water, because at this juncture I'm not sure the FG has
$1 million.
Somebody needs to talk to them and just tell them there are some stories about where they also came from. So I don't know what people will be selling that a trader will have to really. Do you know how much that is in Naira?
Maybe there's a category of traders there.
At 470, that is 470 million Naira. So if I have that, I'll go and put it in Ghana. Somebody needs to tell these people.
Well, if you want to sell in Ghana, you just have to go by their terms.
No, if we are crying, we will still see now. So it's not as if we are that bad. Do people take us like this much? And you know what led to this? It was observed over the week, towards the weekend, that Ghanaian authorities were outrightly chasing Nigerian traders from their shops, evicting them outrightly.
Well, the complaint is that the Nigerians have taken over the trade economy of Ghana, so to say, that the Nigerians are taking over.
That we are good with commerce does not make us bad. For God's sake, there's free trade, free entry, free exit. This is still ECOWAS now. Ghana is still part of ECOWAS.
Also, we recall pre-COVID-19 when Nigeria decided to shut our borders. The Ghanaians, many West African countries were not happy. Ghana in particular.
Very true.
They actually lamented, and they also said they will be retaliating. They actually tried to retaliate, by descending on Nigerian traders as at that time. So that could still be a fallout.
You have a very brilliant point there. What, $1 million, sir?
Well, maybe to.
It's like giving them something. How much is their shop? Everything in their shop. That $1 million.
I think they are sending a message that if you make it difficult for us to actually trade with you, that they said something about Nigeria stopping Ghanaian products from coming into our country. So definitely they say if you make it difficult for us to trade with you,
also make it difficult for you to trade in our country. Something needs to be done. Where are our diplomats? Well, there's a picture of the Minister for Foreign Affairs right here, Mr. Geoffrey Oyema. I hope he can fix this. There are plenty Nigerians in Ghana, several Nigerians making a living from there. We can't afford to hang them out in the dry. Well, that story is on page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
Customs sees 10 billion naira vehicles, others in Oyo. Man drowns in hotel pool in Anambra. That's as gunmen abduct 2 in Ondo. And there are some crime stories from the crime page of the Nigerian Tribune.
Well, talking about Kaduna crisis, Southern Kaduna crisis, look what's killing will worsen Southern Kaduna crisis. Khan tells Sharia body. You remember there was a Sharia body that said they should execute certain persons who were indicted years back regarding violence in Southern Kaduna. And Khan is telling them, you want to kill more people, you cause more problem. Beheading is not the solution to headache. Someone needs to know that. All right, so that story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
Southern should succeed Buhari in 2023, and that's coming from Senator Ali Indume. Now, this clamor for power shift to the south is coming from the most unlikely places.
Trust Ali Indume. Ali Indume is really not. He has never, he's non-aligned. He has never really been. He does not think the way the average Northerner thinks. That's him, and it's not today. He has always been like that. He has always, you always see some, different people when everybody is saying this, and he does not care. He will stand his ground. Ask him to say it. He will repeat it in front of you. He has been like that all along.
And I know some of the northern groups as well.
Yes, even El Rufai. There are those pockets of individuals like that will still stand their ground and say, see, yes, it might be an unwritten rule, but I understand it's also in the PDP constitution. Yes, rotation and all that. Zoning, that's the right word now.
Some people are now saying that it should be about the best man for the job. It shouldn't be about zoning.
The team Mama Dauras, his competence.
I think it's the cabal that is apprehensive or has reservations about power shifting.
Tola, I thought there's no cabal.
Okay, let's say influential Nigerians, powerful elements within the politics and polity of this nation.
So they said there should be competence and not. All right. So we'll see where that takes us, because it's like the race for 2023 is even is hotter than even 2020 elections that we are expecting. Chinese loans reps grill Amici Ahmed. Others today. Page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
Many Nigerians would be looking forward to that.
Chinese loans. Want to know what's going to happen from there. There's this story also here. 6 power plants shut in 35 hours. Generation slumps. I thought we were celebrating this country. God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
A few weeks ago, said something entirely different.
We reached an all-time high. Now you have 6 power plants shut in 35 hours. And generation slumps. Page 26 of the Punch newspaper. If you're interested, go for the story.
This is kind of sums up what you said. That graph about where we are currently. It says more shocks as unemployment data exposes misery status of Nigerians.
That's it. So when they were just saying 21.7 million, people really didn't get it, but they came out with full data and all graphics. I think it was Saturday. There's nobody that sees it that will not shake his or her head for the future of Nigeria. That we can't, this graph must not continue in this direction. We must do something urgently. God help Nigeria. God help Nigeria. God help Nigeria. Melafia spoke the truth, says Shorty. Okay. All right. And we have Kano residents treating COVID-19 protocols with disdain. Ganduje laments. You give them the freedom.
So whose fault?
you told them they can open even viewing center and all that, so they went ahead. All right.
We're good to go for sports.
Okay.
Sports page of the Nigerian Tribune. French media celebrates Lyon, and Mikel turns down Russian offer. And we have this one, Saka in contention for Euro Golden Boy Award. Sports pages of the Nigerian Tribune.
Well, here's the sports page of the Punch newspaper, page 45 precisely. The NFL set to appoint new technical director, Falcons coach. I have Bayern disgrace end of an era for Barca, says Amunike. I have Halep beats Martins to win WTA Prague Open. Saka Adeyemi shortlisted for Golden Boy Awards. I also have Euro Roundup. Kano eats brace. Aribo Balogun missing. And this is not good news for Man U fan. They know already, so it's not news. Sevilla edge Man United to reach Europa League final. That happened late last night. I hope Man U fans slept overnight.
Where does Aruna belong?
Of course, that's his club. You had to rub it in. Any more sports stories?
La Liga starting season Champions League cruise cut short, and only EPL Champions League titles matter. MD tells FA Cup champions. Arsenal, they're talking about the Arsenal managing director there. And Thiago bids buying farewell, agrees Liverpool move. All these sports pages of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
All right, it's 6:54 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. Still conversation with Dayo and Tola. We go straight to the meat of the news. Find this
somewhat interesting. The IGP renews a crackdown on illegal firearms, and it says as political parties intensify public mobilization ahead of the Edo and Ondo governorship elections, the Inspector General of Police (IGP) was also aimed at addressing the proliferation and unlawful possession of prohibited firearms, contrary to the provisions of Chapter F.28 UFN 2004 of the Firearms Act. IGP renews crackdown on illegal firearms.
It's belated, but it's welcome. We need it.
That's what I wanted to say. And he's also talking about groups, those groups involving the insurgent groups, Boko Haram. What bumping up of illegal firearms is the appropriate thing to do. Like I said, I wonder how the police would begin to approach this, considering the fact that the matter of massive arms proliferation across the country has been left to fester for too long. Now, if arms are illegally owned by individuals are mopped up, what about the arms in the possession of the insurgents, bandits, kidnappers, etc. He did mention groups, so I guess maybe he's also referring to these ones as well. And now in this precarious situation, people who can afford to have arms to protect themselves against the killings and bloodletting in the country would be stripped of that privilege and would be opened up even more to the vicious attacks from criminal elements like Boko Haram, etc. Now, recall that the IGP is saying this at a time a governor has made the case that Nigerians, responsible citizens, should be allowed to carry AK-47. Now, well, the governor
of Benue State, precisely.
Although the IGP has said that this is in reaction to reports of thugs being armed ahead of the political events we are to have in the country very soon. But in so doing, my fears are that, well, aside from the fact that this thing has been left for far too long, has been left to fester for far too long, I'm also thinking that Nigerians who have access to arms, who could afford individuals for personal protection now will be opened up even more to the possibility of attacks by these criminal elements.
Well, I know a lot of people, of course, we want to secure ourselves and all that, and some might be looking at, okay, in some countries, for example, like America, you can have access to guns, but then, hello, take a closer look. Are they fearing? Somebody just gets angry with somebody, picks up, a machine gun, goes to the shopping mall and starts firing everybody. A lot of people have mental challenges. There are some people in this country, if they have access to guns, they will reduce the population. So I think we need to look at, can we manage this? Moreover, we are comparing ourselves to countries that have accurate data. They know how many people are in whatever particular places, and if you manage to buy a gun, they can trace the ownership of that gun, not this one that is illegal weapons. So personally, I think that Yogumbali will not support the proliferation of arms. Well, I know Governor Autumn of Benue State meant well when he said it, but that's not the way to go, sir. Not now. We don't have the capacity to manage it. Even the ones that are in small and light weapons in circulation, do we know how many? Are we really sure? I told someone in a particular day, I said, all we need to do is just count how many major elections we've had in the last few, okay, let's just say from 1999. For every major election, cache of weapons finds their way into this country.
But the IGP has confirmed that this is already happening, and this is why.
So really, should we now then make it clear, like somebody says, since all of us are, so let's just continue like that? No. I think you can still salvage it. They have that project that they run. I think every year they run a mop-up project, go around, tell people to disarm people, tell them to surrender their weapons.
It doesn't seem to be working.
Well, but no matter what, they still get some weapons. Can they keep it ongoing? Not that they will stop. Can it be ongoing? Mop up of weapons, if at least it will ensure that at least one person less with a gun. We have one less person on the street with a gun. It will really, really help us to combat crime, if you ask.
And the issues that oil the illegal arms trade should be addressed. Economic frustrations, or things that make the average northern youth, for instance, want to join Boko Haram. Things that make the average youth in the Niger Delta want to become a militant.
Poverty.
Things that make the average youth in other parts of the country want to become a kidnapper.
Government needs to become responsible. That's just it. These people need to see government being responsible, provide the basic amenities. They will go to school, they will do well too, but where government's presence is almost not felt, you can't really help it. Some of these guys just resort to help them.
So if we're going to go the way of Governor Autumn, it will take a responsible citizenry to have a responsible citizens carry arms.
That's it. That's just it. That's just so. Government too will start that cycle of responsibility. Be responsible, then you can expect your people to be responsible. So we'll take this story from page 2 of the Punch newspaper. COVID-19 fair, mixed reactions persist. Concern eases as what's said begins today. Okay. Claims by state governments that they had made adequate preparations for students taking the West African Senior School Certificate examinations, which would start on Monday today, attracted mixed reactions from parents and teachers on Sunday. State governments told the Punch that they had fulfilled all the guidelines released by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 to prevent a further spread of COVID-19 during Wase. While some parents expressed satisfaction with the preparations, others said state governments were making claims that did not exist. Some parents in separate interviews with our correspondents lamented that COVID-19 had become a tool by schools, particularly private ones, for exploiting students. Parents said the need to provide face masks, personal protective equipment, and other non-pharmaceutical items had increased their financial burden. Private school introduced sundry fees. One of those they spoke to lamented after resumption, schools, particularly private institutions, introduced sundry fees, whatever that means. Well, and they said not all parents can afford tutorial classes, says retired civil servants. On his part, a retired civil servant, Malam Sanim Meifata, said it is not all parents that are buoyant enough to arrange extra lessons for their children during the lockdown. In Enugu State, a student of the community secondary school in a Kano East local government, Ms. Eze Chinemere, told one of the correspondents that students were mandated to provide their own face masks. Okay, COVID-19 fair. Mixed reaction persists. Concern eases as Wase begins today. You won't see this in Oyo State. You know, even though this might sound like praise singing, but it's the truth. I mean, we weathered that storm 3-4 weeks ago.
Honestly, some of the issues being raised by parents, we have COVID-19, and there are sacrifices to be made, I would say. If the government is not forthcoming in those parts of the country, then I think the parents will also, well, if the federal government has now agreed that okay, we can do mask, and the PPEs are not coming, they are not providing mask, I think it is up to the parents themselves, so that we all don't regret this action on the part, on our part as a nation. Introducing sundry fees, I think it's fine. Things are hard, I do admit, but I think these are part of the sacrifices to be made. If the schools are exploiting, then I think it builds on the parents. The parents' associations sit together, come to a compromise. How do we approach this matter? How do we protect our children?
Well, really, I don't think it's too much for parents to provide masks for their students or wards, their children. It's not too much. That's your own contribution, as it. But then for private schools that are now seeing it as an opportunity to make money, I think they should calm down.
That's why I said we have parents' teachers association even in the private schools, so they could agree on something. Definitely there will be sacrifices. Definitely the private schools would need more funding.
Definitely, because there's no government support.
No government support. So these are the sacrifices we all have to make. I would say
it's COVID. Let's do the needful. Let's take one or two more stories before we open the phone line. PDP APC trade wars over fake voter cards, violence in Edo, has talking Edo politics and the coming elections. The Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has accused the rival All Progressive Congress (APC) of plotting to rig the forthcoming governorship election in the state. In a swift reaction, Mr. Chris Azebamwana, the state public secretary of APC, dismissed the allegation, insisting that it was a mark of ignorance on the party, on the part of the PDP, of his PDP counterpart, Mr. Chris Nahicha, to accuse APC leaders of printing permanent voter cards, PVCs. Besides, the PDP state police secretary, who spoke with journalists on Sunday in Benin, alleged that the APC was instigating violence so that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) could postpone the election, which he insisted the PDP was poised to win. He alleged that the APC was busy printing fictitious permanent voter cards, which will be used to rig the election on September 19. PDP APC trade wars over fake voter cards, violence in Edo. So the same old story. I started cloning. It's election time.
The same old accusations, the same old allegations. When are we going to move a step forward?
I hope we understand that elections will come, elections will go, and the decisions made during this period, people will have to live with it for at least 4 years. You know, for whatever reasons, we seem not to have learnt. That's my challenge. We keep making the same mistakes as a people. I'm not just talking about government now, I'm talking about even the electorates. We keep making the same mistake time and time again.
Allegations of violence. The IGP also talking about harms proliferation ahead of these two landmark elections. Talking about Edo and Dundu.
Hope we learn our lessons, because some people died for Obaseki while he was in APC in 2016. Some people died on his behalf, fighting. It's Obaseki, he must be APC. The same Obaseki is in PDP now.
Now he's in PDP.
I mean, really. So who loses? The joke is on the electorates. So us. I think we should learn our lessons, and I want to believe those citizens are smart people. They know what to do. Before somebody now comes and says he sold you bad market. Now the market is all right. Let's take this story. Nigeria traders must pay $1 million fee. Ghana insists. The Ghanaian Ministry of Trade has insisted that Nigerian traders must pay taxes and other fees imposed on them. So the agree was imposed. It rejected claims of unfair treatment by the traders in the enforcement of the Ghana Investment Promotion Council regulations. This is happening despite the intervention of the presidents of Ghana and Nigeria through the Economic Community of West African States. A Nigerian trader whose shop was locked up by the Ghanaian security officials had recorded a video of the incident in which they asked him to pay $1 million registration fee. The victim had shown the officials his business registration certificate and other documents, but the enforcement team shut his shop anyway. Speaking on the incident on the Ghanaian radio station, the head of communications, Ministry of Trade, Prince Boakie Boateng, said Nigerian traders failed to honor an ultimatum to meet the requirements. He said, quote, "It cannot be that we've been insensitive. If that is what they're saying, I'll be disappointed, because I'd rather say they have rather been unfair to us as a regulatory body, because we have given them more than enough time, to the extent that even the Ghanaians thought that the ministry was not ready to enforce the law." End of quote. He recalled that the shops were locked last December and later reopened following the intervention of President Nana Akufo-Addo. According to him, the traders complied but have not regularized their documents for verification. Boateng explained that the law being enforced gave the Ghana Union of Traders Association the right to be the sole traders. Ghana Union of Traders Association are now the sole traders in the local market. The spokesman, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Ferdinand Nwoye, said the Nigerian mission in Accra had yet to send a formal report on the harassment of traders to the ministry. Can we stop saying things like this? Really?
That's coming from the Nigerian mission.
That they are yet to send reports. Can we stop saying things like this? Well, say you are doing something, even if you are not. No, Tola, it pains me sometimes how people manage information.
So they've not sent it. So
what happened to we are on top of the matter? We will work on it. You are saying they have not told us. Really?
Saying the obvious, and you are still waiting for them to send the formal report. Now, in any case, if I had $1 million, why would I be fishing in Ghanaian waters?
Ghana.
So it goes to tell you that the Ghanaians simply want to ease Nigerian traders out. It was
stated clearly there that they are they are expected to be the sole traders in the market. You know, that statement caught my attention, and you see, it's just like they are showing us red card.
And of course, they know $1 million fee. They know that's not practicable. They know that's unrealistic.
He said the law being enforced gave the Ghana Union of Traders Association the right to be the sole traders in the local markets.
But wouldn't a mass exodus of Nigerian traders wouldn't it do anything?
Tola, you think that's not what they are waiting for? Will you carry your load at once? They want to take over the market now. It's obvious. It's obvious.
Wouldn't that have some effects on the Ghanaians themselves?
I think they'll be fine. Tola, let's face it.
They will be fine. I think they've studied the pros and cons.
Exactly, they'll be fine. The joke is on us. So you expect, this is a time when you expect Nigerian president to put a call through to their president. My friend, do you know what you are doing? Stop that policy. We are supposed to be the giants now. At least, this is West Africa. We run ECOWAS. Well, now that our foreign minister said they are yet to receive reports,
Ghanaians continue to poke their fingers into our eyes.
That's it. Remember, they went to even demolish part of our mission. And nothing happened. I'm not sure anything has happened since that time. But while we open the phone line, 08055009850, 08055009850, let's hear your contribution. What do you have to say about all of this? And while we're doing that, plus Femi, U.S. agency kicks as Kano court jails 13-year-old boy for 10 years. 13-year-old boy. Do you have someone on the phone line yet? 08055009850. Our first caller is here.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, we can hear you.
I am Shego calling from Ogbomoso.
Nice to have you, sir. Go ahead with your comment.
Hi, about the Ghana problem that you are just talking about. The Nigerians should expect that, because when the border was closed by Buhari, they came here and told us that it is affecting them. Now they are eating back in all ways, and we expect that. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shego from Ogbomoso. Straight up. Let's make it brief. Maximum 60 seconds. You can do much lower than that. The phone line say open 08055009850. Someone else is here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Mr. Caleb from New Road.
Oh, nice to have you, Mr. Caleb. Go ahead with your comments.
I just want to comment on the serial killer that escaped from police custody. I want the matter to be properly investigated. Those who are behind this escape should be brought to book and be punished. Secondly, I want to congratulate our former military president, Babangida, celebration at his 79th birthday. I wish him long life in good age. Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much for your comment. Do you know that Akinyele suspect had been charged to court? He was supposed to appear. I think, is it this week or next week? He's supposed to appear in court, and he disappeared. He made his way out of police custody.
Honestly, I think the police don't in charge of the boy. I think they have a lot of questions to answer.
Clearly,
honestly.
Clearly, and I think we expect it to roll. Somebody needs to answer for it. Someone is there.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Wanko from Gabby.
Mazi Wanko, go ahead with your comments, sir.
I only want to comment on this phone. I want to advise those people to be very, very careful concerning this nation. They should not focus their mind on the party. They need to focus their mind on the person that wants to contest for the party, so that they will have peace in a good state, like Oyo State. They need to emulate the system of Oyo State. Let them forget about anything concerning party. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Mazi Wanko from Okiado. The phone line still open 08055009850 080. Olakunle Don at Olakunle_Don on Twitter is saying, I don't trust the data from police and the ransom paid by victims. Security system should be formidable in Nigeria. Well, they said he disappeared, though. There's nothing we can do. They said they just can't find him. None. We just have to accept it. It's so unfortunate that we are at this stage in the country. We have someone on the line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
sir.
Mr. Tola Dayo. How was your weekend?
Oh, very fine. And yours?
This is Andrew from Ogbomoso. From Ogbomoso.
Nice to have you. Go ahead with your comment.
Yeah, thank you. For a while now, I just decided not to make any comment on Nigeria. Because many of what happened to Nigeria and Nigerians, it's better be watched as a comedy on Nigerian movie.
Oh.
How could Ghana make that kind of outrage demand But it is not, you see, the answer is not far-fetched. If they can do it to a whole nation and nothing happens, what must happen to individuals? God help us. On Edo, there's no politician that is worth dying for. People will just be careful and shine their face. Good morning. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew. Yeah, of course, if they can walk into the Nigerian mission and destroy a person, so how much more trade on the streets? You have a very valid point, Mr. Andrew. So on point. Matthew Olaleru on Facebook is saying, praise the Lord, as Wase exam begins nationwide today. I wish all the students concerned all the best. God will crown their efforts with great success. Yes, from Ilero. Thank you so much. Somebody, let's go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Alaji Ayolabogo is on the line.
Nice to have you, sir. Go ahead with your comment.
I want to state on the election that the police should not hesitate to call the two parties and then read the riot act to them. That anybody that formulates or speaks for bad things on that day should be brought to book. That is one. Then the citizens of Edo, they should be wary that this election will go and come. It should not destabilize the state. And as if they should refrain from engaging in acts of rioting or acts that can mean the life of the people. So I think that things will be so easy as Edo during the election. Alaji Ayolabogo.
All right, thank you so much, Alaji. Word of caution for them there. We expect the police to do their job and not take sides. 08055009850. That's the number to join the conversation in the studio. Ladiola at Ladiola007 on Twitter is saying, judging from the statistics released by the NBS, that's Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, it shows that APC and PMB have done more havoc to the economy within 5 years than what they claimed PDP and GG had done within 16 years. Good morning. Wow. Well,
that was tough.
It was tough.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Morning, sir.
I am Prince Adeyemi from Ogbomoso.
Prince, nice to have you, sir.
What's an age?
Yeah. God will bless you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Now, on the issue of illegal entry of arms and ammunition into this country, the problem is in our politicians. Our politicians are using it to perpetrate fraud during the election. These arms and ammunition are given and distributed in bandits and hoodlums to perpetrate fraud during the election. And the fraud is from the fraud is from the border. Our customs are here. And the ammunition are entering into the country illegally through our border. It means our border is porous. So we need to do something in our border. I believe God will help us in this country. On the issue of Edo election, I said it and my still saying it. That election will end up in inconclusive. Which will enable APC to reach the election in their paper. Good day. Have a pleasant day at work.
Thank you so much, Prince Aderemi. Really appreciate your call. Right there. The phone line still open. 08055009850. 08055009850. That's the number to join the conversation from wherever you are. We have someone here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tola and I.
Good morning, ma.
Hey, this country, sir. If Ghana can do such a thing, anybody can do anything. Yeah? They demolish the whole nation, they slap the whole nation. Kò sẹ́ni tó dá wọn lọ́wọ́ fọ́. Kí ni wọ́n wá ṣe tọ́lọ́dẹ́ni tí wọ́n lè ṣe gbé? God help us in this country. About the arms and ammunition that are illegally ordered into the country. Ta ló wà ní báńkì? Ta ló wà ní gbogbo ibi ẹ̀ṣọ́? Is it not the government? Àwọn kíní wọ́n relax Dábàá ti gbowó, wọ́n jẹ́ kí anything owó sá ni. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó owó Nàìjíríà o.
Amen. Thank you so much,
Grandma. And Tola, God bless us.
Amen. Thank you, ma. We really appreciate your call, Grandma, all the way from Ilorin. Kinde Tiger Akisomi is here. Been a while, bro. I say good morning, guys. The current brigade of violence in Edo State is pathetic and is akin to odious political anarchy. Thank you so much, Kinde Tiger Akisomi. Adiola Sunday also on Facebook say good morning, Tola, and I on WhatsApp examination. I wish all the candidates and supervisors all the best. So WASE commences today. An escape of suspect from police custody, it shows the weakness of our security agencies. Comrade Adiola Sunday from Shaki. Fumilola Adewale also on Facebook saying good morning, Mr. Dayan Tola, happy new week. Please, what is the plan of our government concerning the killing of people in Kaduna? Well, special forces have been deployed. Is that our insecurity will be killing us gradually in this country? Well, Oyelami Olusegun Olaoye saying good morning, dear auntie. God will help. God will continue to guide you. Amen. Help us to say our market to Aruna Odoru. Okay. We'll have come out seriously for Aruna today. All right. God help him. Bayomi Akinshola Ladeji saying morning, Mr. Dear auntie. God, for God's sake. How did a suspect escape from police custody if not aided by the police themselves? Honestly, the Nigerian police, okay. And this is why people go for jungle justice. Please don't go for jungle justice. We will not support that. Do not take matters into your hands. Please do not. Don't do that. Let's go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Ashika Bola from Ukewedo Gomosho.
Oh, nice to have you, Mr. Isaac. Go ahead with your comment.
Yes, good morning. What I want to say now is laughable. I don't know how we can bring Baba Passenger back into power.
Oh.
He himself is retired.
Happening in Uganda, all this rubbish. It's very worrisome and pathetic. I think we don't have government. And when we talk now, they will say it's fake news. Secondly, sir, you know, the police have now showed that inadequacies in any crime matters. How could a suspect that's about to go to court escape from their custody? God bless Nigeria. Good morning.
All right.
From
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. I'm sure Baba Yabo himself will tell you he has retired. The stress of Nigeria. At this juncture, Ilyas Agoro on Facebook is saying, Mr. Dayantola, good morning. Do we have police in this country? We have. The last time I checked. He says, I don't think so. I pray success this year for YA candidates. Ilyas Agoro from O2. Thank you so much, Mr. Ilyas Agoro. Let's go back to the phone line.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
This is Reverend Babatodo talking from Lanlate.
Oh, nice to have you, Reverend.
Now, I am surprised to hear what the Ghanaian authorities is placing on Nigeria to pay $1 million US. But you remember that in 1980s they were also in Nigeria, and we did everything possible to see that they live comfortably in Nigeria before they left. Why now that they should say Nigeria should pay $1 million US before they can, stay in their country? This is bad. Nigerian government should find something done on it. Secondly, as our students are writing WhatsApp today, I want to appeal to the parents and the government to make sure that they provide necessary things for our students so that COVID-19 will affect the students that are writing the exam starting from today. God bless us. Reverend Babatode from Lanlate.
Thank you so much, Reverend. Well, some people say we chase Ghana. Remember Ghana was good.
We drove them away. Those cities that Reverend is talking about.
Exactly.
Ghana was good.
I'm telling you. Comrade Olagunju Samuel Excel on Facebook saying, good morning, Mr. DNT. It's only God that can save us in this country. Criminal escaped from police custody. From Ire Saadu. Comrade Olagunju Samuel right there. Thank you so much. Let's take a couple more calls before we go.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Nadia Balaji from Ogumosho.
Okay, so Balaji, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Dayo Tola. Regarding the criminal that escaped in the battle, this is worrisome. I'm telling you, sir, if care is not taken, the citizens will just be taking laws into their hands. So it is better these policemen find the present house on time. Okay, good day.
All right, thank you so much. That just sounds like somebody who is just keeping the fire inside. Please, we are begging you, do not take law into your hands. Please, don't resort to jungle justice.
You can just imagine the fear and the oppression in the minds of Akinyele people. More so that there's a story that the boy has actually returned to that community.
And then another crime. I mean, you can almost connect the dots. Well, let's pick a couple more calls.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, this is Chris calling from Ikene.
Oh, Mr. Chris, nice to have you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. This morning it is nothing but shame and to the Nigerian police for allowing somebody that is going to be prosecuted to leave and escape like that. Well, they may want to find out how much they collected from such a city input. Go to the express road, their business is just collecting, harassing people, collecting phone from young men, touching them, and this is just what they have to do. Secondly, I would have liked to read a poem for the white people this one, but without some time, I am saying that parents should just try their possible best and see this as a necessary sacrifice and pray so that these children will take this way. It is once in a lifetime. We all did it before, we will consider it. God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Chris, all the way from Ikene in Ogun State. That will be our last call for today. We're out of time, and Buluaji is right here. Till tomorrow, when we come your way, I remain Oladayo Ogunbowale.
Tola Teriba.
It's Monday. Work hard, make some money, be good. See you tomorrow. Up next, Sport Tidbits. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check, 7:30 a.m. You already know that is sport time. Once again, on Oluyole, 98.5 FM. Of course, you know what? We are the trailblazer. We are the best in the West. Yes, just like I love to call it. Yes, we are the numero uno. Yes, we serve you nothing but the best as far as news, sports, and entertainment, and of course, education is concerned on this radio dial. And it's time to talk sports. The show is Spotted Beat. Tell your friends that the show is on the radio. This lovely morning runs for 20 minutes. My name is Buluaji Oguman. Of course, I'm all set to bring you up to speed with all the happenings, bring you the latest, the hottest, and of course, the juiciest news that you can only get on this radio dial. Not forget, exclusive interviews. Yes, no one does it better. Of course, Spotted Beat is, of course, the best, no doubt about it. This morning, I'll be starting from the home scene, taking a look at Abia Warriors as regards one of the players that they signed last week. He'll be talking to us this morning, revealing why he's moved to Abia Warriors from Sunshine Stars. All right, let me inform that Alon Leke Ojo has said that he moved to Abia Warriors because of the pedigree of their new coach, that's Imama Amakpakobo, who joined the club last month. The former Akwa United goalkeeper was on Friday unveiled by the Umaya-based MPFL club, whom he teamed up with from Sunshine Stars of Akure. In this interview with him, the ex-Flying Eagles shortstopper disclosed that the former former Super Eagles assistant coach and Mark Macabo, who won the NPFL with Rangers back in 2016, was the main reason he decided to shift base to Umuahia. Ojo Oluyole is on the show this lovely morning.
CG the Hitmaker. CG the Hitmaker.
To be frank with you, my coming here is more encouraged with the coming of the Mama. Abia Warriors is not a small club, and for them to have gone to the extreme of employing him, it really shows that yes, they mean business and they are ready for some great things ahead of them. I think it's good, and Mama is one of the reasons that everyone come here, because he's a coach that every player wants to work with. So, and I thank God for this privilege that at last, what I've been longing for has finally come.
Abia Warriors have been in the top flight since 2014 with no major trophy to show for it. However, Ojo is very much confident that the story will soon change. Well, he was asked what he intends to achieve at the club, and he had this to say.
Greatness, as many as they come. I'm very positive that things is going to come good. Yes, I'm very, very optimistic. We are going to do our best to ensure that at the end of the day we get something positive.
There you listen to Oluyole Ojo right there. Yes, the new shortstopper of Abia Warriors. Remember that Ojo played for the defunct Giwa FC, and he was an integral part of the Aqua United side that won the 2017 ATO Cup. He's expected to face stiff competition from fellow goalkeeper Martins Daffy, who was also signed by Abia Warriors last week from Dakada FC. Moving straight to national team football this morning, where FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup that hosted the qualifiers. The one between Nigeria and Burkina Faso has actually been postponed by CAF. CAF announced that due to travel restrictions across parts of Africa as a result of COVID-19, the qualifiers for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup Costa Rica Panama 2020, scheduled for September 2020, that's next month, has been postponed. The first leg between Nigeria and Burkina Faso was fixed for 3rd to 5th of September 2020, with the return leg scheduled for 10 to 12 of September. Nigeria drew a bye in the preliminary round of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers, while Burkina Faso edged out Gambia 3-2 to advance in January. The Falconets were due to travel to Burkina Faso on the 21st of March before welcoming the Stallions a week later at the Agege Township Stadium in Lagos, but COVID-19 pandemic forced the two-legged games to be postponed. After the postponement of the qualifiers, CAF has said that the revised fixture for the qualifiers will be announced in due course after consultation with various stakeholders. Moving on this lovely morning, I'm talking about former Nigerian international John Obi Mikel, who we understand is set to join championship side Stoke City on a one-year deal. The former Nigerian captain, who is now 33, is a free agent, having left Turkish side Trabzonspor by mutual consent back in March. Earlier last week, the Nigerian told reporters that he's open to return to English football. Mikel, remember, made 249 appearances for Chelsea in an 11-year spell at Stamford Bridge. Then he left in 2017, of course, at Stamford Bridge. He won a lot with the club, winning one Champions League trophy, one Europa League, 2 Premier League, 3 FA Cups, and of course a League Cup for the London side. Away from that, let me inform you that former Nigerian forward also, Odionjo Igalo, has narrowly lost to Jason Cummins of Shrewsbury Town. Yes, in the award of the best striker and the FA Cup for this season. The Nigerian international made 3 appearances in the oldest national football competition in the world, and that's the FA Cup, where he scored 3 goals from 221 minutes on the pitch. While he narrowly lost the votes yesterday, losing 38 by 35 to 35%. All right, away from that, out of favor Nigerian striker Kayode Olanrewaju says that he is hopeful that his current form will hand him a recall to the Super Eagles. Before I take that story, before we hear from Kayode Olanrewaju, let's take this quick commercial break and we'll be back.
Orí mi wú ọmọ mi ọkùnrin gbá bọ́ọ̀lù wọnú àwọn tí wọ́n fi gbégbá orókè nínú ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá àti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ wọn. Ọmọ mi obìnrin náà tún gba àmì ẹ̀yẹ nínú ìdíje ijó rẹ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ Indomitable Indomie noodles tèmi nìkan fún oúnjẹ aṣaralóore pàtàkì fún àṣeyọrí ẹbí mi àti fífún àwọn ọmọ mi ní okun tí ó pé láti ṣe àṣeyọrí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìfi ọkàn wọn. Èmi ò ní fi Indomie noodles mi rọ́pò ohunkóhun nílé ayé yìí.
Ẹ̀yin màmá, ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe déédéé pẹ̀lú ìṣaralóore ti Indomie kí wọ́n bá lè jẹ́ ẹni tí ó dára jù nínú ohun gbogbo tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe.
Ẹ̀yin màmá, kí lè dúró ṣe?
Welcome back. You're still listening to Sports Beat on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Yes, out of favor. Nigerian striker Kayode Olanrewaju says that he's highly hopeful that his current form will hand him a recall to the Super Eagles. The 27-year-old striker who is on loan from Shakhtar Donetsk scored 10 goals and provided 7 assists for Turkish club Gaziantep in the recently concluded league season. Despite being a regular at his club, the former Golden Eagles and Flying Eagles striker has managed just 4 appearances for the Super Eagles since making his debut back in 2017, playing a combined total of a paltry 56 minutes in the process. In this interview, yes, the former ASEC Mimosa striker explained that he never was able to replicate his club form for the Super Eagles because of lack of minutes. Olanrewaju maintained, however, that he still has a lot to offer the Super Eagles if he's given sufficient time to prove himself in the team. Let's listen to Kayode Olanrewaju this lovely morning.
Under 17 and under 20, the coach gave me a lot of time. I have more minutes to play, so I prove myself. I think in national team, I'm talking about Super Eagles, I don't have more time to play, so it was difficult for me also showcase myself, you understand. Just they gave me some few minutes, and also I did well also, just to prove them that I'm a fantastic player. I think I'm looking up for another call-up, so I'm ready to serve my nation. I've started this since under 17 and I proved the world who is Kayode is, so I think it's not difficult for me.
They listen to Kayode Olanrewaju. Yes, he's optimistic that with his current good form, he will be invited back to the Super Eagles. The former Heartland player has represented Nigeria at all youth levels, playing for the Golden Eagles, Flying Eagles, Olympic Eagles, and of course the Super Eagles. Away from football this morning, let's talk UFC, where Nigeria Israel Adesanya is set to defend his UFC middleweight title against unbeaten Brazilian star Paulo Costa. The fight, which was announced on UFC's verified Twitter handle, is scheduled for the 26th of September, but location of the fight was not announced. Brazilian outlet Cambete had initially reported the news of the matchup in July. Adesanya captured the full middleweight belt in 2019 with an impressive win over Roberto Whittaker. He then defeated Yoel Romero via unanimous decision at UFC 248 back in March. We wish him all the very best as he prepares for that big fight. Moving straight to tennis, where Japan's Kei Nishikori has tested positive for COVID-19 and will not play in the Cincinnati Masters with the US Open 2 weeks away. The 2014 US Open runners-up says that he's feeling well, but we will not isolate himself and get tested again on Friday. Defending champion Rafael Nadal and Bianca Andreescu have already said they will not compete at Flushing Meadows. Alright, away from that this morning, we come from NBA as Utah Jazz point guard Mike Conley left the NBA bubble yesterday to go back to Ohio for the birth of his son. The team announced yesterday Conley, who sat out Thursday's final seeding game near Orlando due to right knee soreness, will not be available when 6th seeded Utah Jazz opens its first round Western Conference Series on Monday against the 3rd seeded Denver Nuggets. Let me just take a real quick through the first round playoff series. Milwaukee Bucks will take on Orlando Magic, that's in the Eastern Conference. Toronto Raptors will take on Brooklyn Nets. Boston Celtics will slug it out with Philadelphia 76ers, while Indiana Pacers will take on Miami Heat. And in the Western Conference play-in, we have LA Lakers slugging it out with Portland Trail Blazers. LA Clippers versus Dallas Mavericks. Denver Nuggets will take on Utah Jazz. Our Houston Rockets will slug it out with Oklahoma City. Well, quick one from the world of Formula One, where Lewis Hamilton dominated the Spanish Grand Prix to take his 4th victory in 6 races so far this year. The Mercedes driver led every lap from pole position and was simply too fast for Red Bulls of Max Verstappen, who was unable to challenge Hamilton's teammate. Valtteri Bottas took third, failing to catch Verstappen despite Mercedes' effort on a strategy. All right, moving to football straight away, and of course informing you that Kevin De Bruyne has been named the Premier League Player of the Season. The Manchester City midfielder saw off competition from Liverpool trio of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jordan Anderson and Sadio Mane, Southampton forward Danny Ings, Leicester City striker Jamie Vardy, and the Burnley goalkeeper Nick Pope. Also, let me quickly inform you that on Saturday, Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp was named Premier League Manager of the Season. Another break on the show this morning. When I return, we'll be talking Europa League football and of course the UEFA Champions League.
Mikolo, my engine sounds like brand new. Is it not the same Mobile Super 1000 you used to service it?
Not the same Mobile Super 1000, but levels don't change.
Yes! Mobile Super 1000 XHP is now improved to meet the highest standard of quality APISN. So, whether you buy Mobile Super 1000 XHP, Mobile Super 2000 semi-synthetic, or even the new fully synthetic Mobile Super 3000, you are guaranteed the APISN perfection in every drop.
Make it mobile. Reload.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk and cocoa and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle, good food, good life.
Welcome back to listening to Spotted Beat on Oluyole 98.5 FM and talking Europa League football this lovely morning and discussing the game played yesterday as Odion Jody Gallo made a late introduction but could not prevent Manchester United from losing 2-1 to Sevilla in the semi-finals of the Europa League in Cologne yesterday. Sevilla have now reached the Europa League and the UEFA Cup final for a record 6th time, at least 2 more than any other club. The defeat means United and the season trophyless after last winning a silverware in 2017. And after the match, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said his team, Manchester United team, needs to be strengthened. The team needs to be reinforced. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is on the show this morning.
Given the balance of play, the number of chances you created as well, are you a little bit in shock that you didn't see that one through?
It's one of them that you, if you take your chances, you'll win comfortably. But that's not always the case in football. And I've got to say, we had moments and spells in both halves that we could have scored quite a few. But that's the thing, you know. When you don't take him, it's going to be hard. We've got a young team that will. We had 3 years average, less than them, and I thought some spells today maybe showed that this group of players will have to learn and get the consistency in the play, because when they got the ball down, when we played, you know, we pressed, created counter-attack chances. It's scintillating at times.
As a striker yourself, of course, who scored so many goals for the club, do you look at the chances you had tonight and you think poor finishing, or do you think just brilliant goalkeeping again?
The keepers had a fantastic game, and of course it's disappointing that we don't score, because we know that we've got players who've got that quality. But then again, that's the game.
The goals conceded, you must be quite angry about that as well, particularly the second one. It looked as if you had more than enough numbers in the box to deal with it.
Not just in the box, but the whole run up to the goal is disappointing.
Well, there you listen to Manchester United coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer talking about the game yesterday. United had a total of 20 shots on goal yesterday with 7 on target as they lost a third semi-final this very season. Sevilla will take on Inter Milan or Shakhtar Donetsk in the Europa League final on the 21st of August. That semi-final game between Inter Milan and Shakhtar Donetsk will take place later tonight in Cologne, Germany. And another break on the show this morning. When I return, we'll be talking Champions League.
When I see any MTN vendor, I know say I fit ask for MTN VTU. MTN VTU not be the name again, no. The name no be VTU again. Yes, so MTN Top It now the new name. But no worry, you still fit buy data, credit, and even the awoof bundles where they on top MTN network. Just find MTN retailer or use your bank USSD code. Take do Top It for your phone, and you go there alright with MTN Top It. Recharge na jeje. No need to waste your time on top scratchy recharge card. Make you no go scratch your pin join. MTN Top It no go fail you at all. So therefore, next time you won't buy credit of any amount, ask for MTN Top It. Oh ho! Your credit don't finish, abi? Oh, you run go Top It, ja. Make yourself begin enjoy better thing.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Orí mi wú ọmọ mi ọkùnrin gbá bọ́ọ̀lù wọnú àwọn tí wọ́n fi gbé gba orókè nínú ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá àti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ wọn. Ọmọ mi obìnrin náà tún gba àmì ẹ̀yẹ nínú ìdíje ijó rẹ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ Indomie noodles tèmi nìkan fún oúnjẹ aṣaralóore pàtàkì fún àṣeyọrí ẹbí mi àti fífún àwọn ọmọ mi ní okun tí ó pé láti ṣe àṣeyọrí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìfi ọkàn wọn. Èmi ò ní fi Indomie noodles mi rọ́pò ohunkóhun nílé ayé yìí.
Ẹ̀yin màmá, ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe déédéé pẹ̀lú ìṣaralóore ti Indomie kí wọ́n bá lè jẹ́ ẹni tí ó dára jù nínú ohun gbogbo tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe.
Ẹ̀yin màmá, kí lè dúró ṣe?
Ó máa jẹ́ kí ilé rẹ̀ máa kàn. Bá gbogbo ẹbí kí gbogbo àyíká máa dọ́gbére ni o. Láti inú yàrá ìdáná lórí àwọn ìtẹ́lẹ̀ sínkì àtàwọn nǹkan mìíràn
òun lè ti gbọ́ yẹn o kì í ṣaṣọ funfun nìkan la lára àgbẹ̀yídá jíìkì ń fọ̀ ẹ̀ tún lè lò ó láti fọ ohunkóhun tàbí ibikíbi láti fọ ìdọ̀tíkídọ̀tí nílé yín jíìkì á pa ìdá 99% ìyẹn 99% nínú àwọn kòkòrò àrùn tó ń fa àìsàn tó máa ń wà láwọn ibi tó bá ṣí sílẹ̀ ó yá tètè lọ ra tìyẹn báyìí.
Welcome back. It's listening to Spotted Beat on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Well, let me inform you that Lyon fairy tale run continued in the Champions League this season as they defeated favourite Manchester City 3-1 in the quarterfinals on Saturday. Lyon made the perfect start, stiffing Manchester City's attacking play and eventually taking the lead after 24 minutes thanks to Maxwell Cornet's inventive finish from just outside the box. In the second hour, City tanked up the pressure, which eventually paid off on the 69th minute as Kevin De Bruyne coolly slotted home to level the scores. Eventually, in a 3-1 in favor of Olympic Lyon. Lyon will now face Bayern Munich in the semi-finals on Wednesday after the German side advanced to the semi-finals on Friday, dispatching Barcelona 8-2 in the 2010 semi-final. In the 2010 semi-final meeting against Bayern Munich, they lost 4-0 on aggregate against the Bundesliga giants. Will history repeat itself once again? Only time will tell. And we understand that Barcelona are calling for an emergency meeting following their exit from the UEFA Champions League. Well, that meeting will hold today, and of course, we'll surely be here to bring you update as far as all of that is concerned. Well, that's all on Spotted Beat this lovely Monday morning. A big thanks to everyone who's been part of today's production. A bigger thanks to you and you for listening. All the show returns tomorrow morning. Till then, do have a lovely, lovely day and stay safe.
Prime time. For those of you who do not know, you are listening to
98.5
Oluyole FM.